Ask Amanda. That's a good question. It's just so long. I mean, the answer is so long. It's the same question. That's God talking. No, I can answer that.
Talking. New Orleans.
God is speaking. What do you have to fucking say for yourselves?
You need to learn how to read Sanskrit, and then you can read those fucking things.
The question was, what made you decide to go solo? And the answer to that is actually, there wasn't one thing, and the Dresden Dolls are not over. But I think the thing that people don't understand is that Brian and I like annihilated each other personally for 6 years of non-stop 24/7 like living this close to each other, touring, and any two people on the planet would have gone crazy with the schedule that we had and the shit that we did, and it is. No bands can relate to this at all. I got the idea to, I'm gonna try and keep this simple because I could probably, this is where things get dangerous when there's wine and no curfew. I could probably talk for like an hour and a half, and as long as you guys sort of like, didn't leave, some of you cheer and some of you are like, I remember, you know, first thinking about putting out a solo record when, you know, back in fucking like 2004 or 5, and I was like, oh, we're gonna have to take a break at some point. And when we take a break, I have this pile of songs that basically have to be solo songs because they don't have drums on them. And when we would put together Dresden Dolls records, there would be piles of my songwriting, but only the ones that needed Brian were Dresden Dolls songs. And so I had songs that were obviously solo songs. And when we finished Yes, Virginia, and finished the play that we did in Boston, it was really, really obvious that it was time to take a break because we were just burned on each other and on touring and on everything. And what was actually supposed to happen was that the solo record was going to take me a month to make. And it was. I had a plan. I was going to maybe even record it in my apartment. I was going to record it somewhere in Boston. I was talking to someone about recording it in Maine. And it was going to be Ampersand and Point of It All and Blake Says and Another Year, and there were maybe like 7 songs or 8 songs, and I was going to add a couple of covers, and it was going to be simple. It was going to be voice and piano, and that was it. And then Ben Folds got involved. And then shit started to get fucked up because I was like, oh my god, it's Ben Folds, and he was like, let's do all these things with the record, and it ended up taking the better part of 2 years, or a year plus, and then if you count all of the remastering and then actually making the record and putting it out and getting the label shit together, it took a long, long time. And meanwhile, I think Brian and I collapsed in like this, when the band sort of split apart after we did that play in Boston. I've never actually told this story, it feels really weird. When we got done with the play in Boston was a terrible experience. It was a good play, but we were really, really stressed out. You can imagine, like being in the Dresden Dolls was like beyond being in a relationship and beyond being married. It was like being married and business partners and family and everything. And work partners, and we were just so together that when we split apart, it was really emotionally jarring for both of us, and we needed a lot of space and a lot of time, and it was really painful. And meanwhile, Brian started doing other projects, and I started working on my solo record, and our relationship healed gradually, as I think we knew it would, which was great, and we get along fantastically now. And we've been playing, we played a show together. Hopefully you guys know we fucking played Barack Obama's inauguration day. But anyone who's been in a relationship with anyone else who's not a weird codependent fuck understands what it's like to be in a relationship where everything turns into a we, and you feel like you have to actually just take a vacation and go and like read a book without consulting with the other person whether it's okay to go do it. And we were functioning as a pair so heavily that I think it just drove us insane. So, but we've been getting along fine. The thing that was so fucked and remains so interesting about the Dresden Dolls, it's very different from other bands that break up or take breaks, is that playing music was always the best part. And we never didn't love that, and we still love doing it so much. It was always the other parts of the day that drove us crazy. And it breaks my heart when I see bands touring or bands going on reunion, and you watch them on stage and you can see they don't want to be there. And that was the beautiful thing about playing with Brian a few months ago when we did the inauguration. It was like, we fucking love playing music together. And that's probably why we will never stop doing shows or touring or doing the Dresden Dolls. It's just because we'll figure the rest of the shit out, and we love playing music together. And that was a really long answer, and I'm sorry it took so long. And let's do one more. Did anyone find the thing you left on the road? I don't know. We don't have any internet here, so we don't know it's New Orleans. We'll find out when we get to New York. I don't know, we could ask, do you guys know? Somebody found it? If you guys are wondering what the fuck we're talking about, we had an impromptu treasure hunt, and we left something on the road today on our drive from Houston to New Orleans, and then we Twittered it to have somebody go find it. It was like a little treasure box. Speaking of the internet being evil, indeed. I don't know, I hope so. It was awesome. And we're gonna do it tomorrow. Again, or not tomorrow, but the next time we drive, which will be the day after tomorrow. On the way to Birmingham. Alright, let's do one more, keep it easy. Do you rather cheese or sweets? I like both. I like both. That was too simple. Let's do one more. This is never gonna end now. Lips or hips? I feel like this is from the same person. I don't believe in a dualistic world. Lips and hips. Dear Amanda, how, oh, where can I find Who Killed Amanda fucking Palmer book? Oh, can I find Who Killed Amanda fucking Palmer book? I think you're asking about the book. It's all good. You probably still are. You can find the Who Killed Amanda Palmer book. The way to get the book is by signing up for the mailing list, which you should just do right now. Do you guys have phones? Yeah, no, we're in New Orleans. Everyone fucking writes letters. Do you guys have phones that can text? Okay, just do me a favor right now and sign up for the mailing list. Just get your phone out right now. Do it. Pretend.
God, get out your phone.